We got AEW The Review The Adventure. The Adventure of AEW. Dynamite. Dynamite. And you know what's back with Dynamite. And we back with the Dynamite. Alright, here we go. We had Jurassic Express versus the Lucha Brothers. And this was a good match. It really was. And that wrestler, Rey Fenix, he reminds me so much of Rey Mysterio, the way he be flying around the ring and stuff like that. Penta, he's a good wrestler too. He be doing all the crazy moves. But they was double teaming Jungle Boy the whole match. And I know Jungle Boy was trying to tag in Luchasaurus and he couldn't. But when Luchasaurus got in, y'all know what he was doing. He was taking over. I'm telling y'all, Luchasaurus is like 7 feet tall. This guy, he should be competing for the tag team titles, or not that, or for the AEW World Heavyweight would be good too. But he did a big choke slam. I mean, he had Rey Fenix like felt like it was 10 feet in the air. Choke slam him, and I thought that was it. But Rey Fenix kicked out of that. I was like, wow, that was crazy. So then they got Luchasaurus out the ring, and Rey Fenix, he did this big suicide dive and took out Luchasaurus. And I was like, wow, they were just going at it. Penta and Rey, they was trying to keep double teaming Lucha, but he got on that road, was beating up everybody. And the final moment, this has been a reoccurring thing. Jungle Boy got a roll-up victory on Rey Fenix. And I remember he did that, I think it was the other week on Dynamite. So, that was pretty crazy because I really thought the Lucha Brothers was going to win, but it was pretty crazy. But it looked like they was about to fall apart. So it looked like they was fighting. Well, they wasn't fighting, but they was just pretty mad at each other. But they calmed down and they finally shook hands and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, if they would have broke up then and there, that would have been something. Because like I said, Rey Fenix is a good superstar. So sometimes you might have to break out of tag teams in order to really show your full potential. But that was something, though. That was something. Next, we had an update from Matt Hardy, and it was really good to see him though, because Matt Hardy suffered that crazy fall at All Out. So he was telling everybody he's going to have a full recovery. He had his wife and he had his newborn there. So that was really cool to see. And he also said when he comes back, he's going to be chasing the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. He want to get some wins, get some wins and stuff. So I said, hey, that'll be cool. I'm all down for Matt Hardy being the AEW World Champion. So that's going to be cool. Then Lance Archer was talking smack to Jon Moxley, saying, I'm coming for that title. It ain't nothing you can do about it. I think that's exactly how he said it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, yeah, it's gonna be an encounter. It's gonna be like a boxing match. So Lance Archer, Jon Moxley, that's gonna be a crazy encounter. Then next we had Kip Sabian announcing his best man. So his best man is Miro. Yes, Miro. This is Rusev. And I was just like, wow. I said, man, Rusev looks very different now. And I really hope that Miro, he has a good run in AEW. He could be a future champion as well too. Like it's so many wrestlers that could be future champions on AEW. You know, and I'm gonna say including Hangman Page and or Kenny Omega. I mean both of them could be too. But Miro, it was good to see him, and he will be. Wow, he will be a future champ. It was crazy. Next we had Orange Cassidy versus I don't know who this person was. Let me just say he was a local competitor or something. So I was just like, well, Orange Cassidy just beat Chris Jericho, the lead champion, so he should be facing like MJF or like Jungle Boy, or sure he could just face Hangman Page. That would be a great match. But Orange Cassidy got this victory because anytime they face these local competitors, or I guess people, I think the person was from AEW Dark. I just couldn't remember, but yeah, he got the victory. But then after that, he got attacked by Santana and Ortiz. They still cannot stand Cassidy, I guess, after he beat Jericho twice. So the best friends came out there, and next week, best friends came out there, so they helped out Cassidy. They was fighting off Santana Ortiz. And next week, the best friends will be facing Santana Ortiz backstage brawl, probably in the parking lot again. So that's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. And next we had Hangman Page. He was being interviewed, and he says he feels all right after everything, and he said he really blamed himself for losing the titles. But I was just thinking, like, man, look, you did everything in your power to try to keep your title. So he said that he really wants Kenny Omega back so that they can try to climb their way back to the top. I mean, that would be really cool though, because they are a good tag team, and they did beat the Young Bucks. I think it was at Evolution. No, Well, I remember they beat them at it was a couple months ago for the title, but telling you that was a really good match. And I wouldn't mind to see Hangman Page and Kenny Omega just try for it one more time. And then if it don't work, then they can be in singles. So that should be something. We had Jericho and Jack Hager versus Sonny Kiss and Joey Janelle. This was a pretty good physical match. Joey Janelle was taking out Chris Jericho, hit him with a steel chair, but then Jericho got him back. He did a suplex, and the end of the chair hit his leg, so Joey kind of had a little injury. But then the crazy part was when Jericho was charging at Joey in the corner, but Jericho hit that chair. But Jack Hager got back in there, was destroying everybody. But Sonny Kiss was doing all these crazy moves. Sonny Kiss, man, it's a great wrestler. And Sonny Kiss, it was kind of crazy. He eliminated Jack Hager at the Casino Battle Royal, which was kind of crazy. But Sonny Kiss knocked out Jack Hager with one shot. But then, as soon as Sonny Kiss got to the top rope, Jack Hager caught him, and Hager did that big Hager slam and got the victory. And I was just like, wow, that was cool. So Jericho announced that Jericho and Hager is going for the AEW tag team titles, and they are going to they just gonna go for the titles. They're gonna keep beating teams. So next week they're gonna face Private Party, in which I think they'll probably win, but can't count out Private Party. So That should be something. We had a little segment with MJF being mad at Warlord, and I really think Warlord should break away from MJF because just the potential of Warlord. I mean, this guy is like 7 feet tall, and he has a lot of potential. Now MJF was saying that he signs all his checks, so he really can't go nowhere. But if he could just find a way to let Tony Khan do all that, and I'm telling you, MJF, not MJF, Warlord could be a future champion. And oh, it would be a cool match if Warlord faces Miro, because Rusev has been facing all types of competitors throughout his career, so that would be something. Then we had another segment with John Moxley. He was talking about Lance Archer, and he says that he doesn't see a monster. He just see a man that can be broken. So Moxley says that he is ready to face him. So it's going to be an epic encounter between those two. It really will be. Then we had FTR. They was coming out celebrating their tag team titles. They was making fun of Private Party. They was making fun of Jurassic Express. But Jurassic Express came to the ring, and then FTR, they just wanted to drink with them. So next week is going to be Jurassic Express versus FTR, non-title. So if they beat them, then they'll get a future championship match. So that should be good. That really should be good. And Jurassic Express is a good tag team, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. But FTR was saying they just can't. They can't. I guess they won't believe if they would lose to them. But hey, don't doubt them. Jurassic Express is a great tag team. I'm telling you, y'all gotta watch them. Next we had a new person, Tay Conti. She just got signed to AEW versus Nia Rose with Vicky Guerrero. And I think Vicky is a great manager. And you know she's a Guerrero, so I think if she has to, she will cheat to let Nia win. But this was a good match. Tay she had this one submission move. It was an armbar on Nia Rose, but Nia got out of that. She was being very aggressive as always, just throwing her around and stuff. Tay was trying to keep up with her, but it was just too much. So Nia Rose got the big, she did the big power slam victory. So I was just like, whoa, like that's Nia Rose, that's Nia. So this was it was a good match. I think for her first match, she did good, going up against the number one contender for Shida title. So it was cool. But then Shida came out there because JR was like, "Oh, come on now. Don't you do this now. No." I was like, it was so funny. Shida came out there with the kendo stick, so they backed away. I thought Vicky was going to say something to Shida, but she didn't. It would have been something if she would have said something to her, but it was cool. Next, we had JR was talking to Kenny Omega. He was basically saying, you know, throughout his 20 years, he know about the ups and downs. You know, sometimes things happen. You take wins, you take losses. And basically, Kenny Omega, he wants to go back to singles action. So I think him and Hangman Page kind of got a little crossroads to decide. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week, to see if they really is they really going to come back as a tag team, or is they going to just be separate. So that's going to be something. But the main event was really good. Brody Lee versus Dustin Rhodes for the TNT title. Man, Dustin Rhodes was bringing it to Brody. I mean, he was beating him up all around the ring. He did a power slam on him, got a 2 count. He even did the crossroads on Brody Lee and got a 2 count. He did a Hurricanrana. I was like, whoa. Like, Dustin Rhodes he been around for so long, but he got so much energy. So it was just crazy. But you know, Brody Lee was fighting back though, boy, and his kicks are so lethal. He just hit you with the palm of his hand, and that seemed like that was a big shot though. I was like, damn. But yeah, this was a good match though. But we know who got this victory. It was Brody Lee. It was a really good match. Brody Lee did his big power slam to end it, but then at the end he did a low blow to Dustin Rhodes, and I was just like, wow. So after the match, Colt Cabana came down there. And he was still furious that they lost at All Out, so he told me to get out the ring. And yeah, this was a really good show. It really was. I really enjoyed this show. I really enjoyed everything. So I hope everybody enjoyed this review. Give me a thumbs up. And AEW will be back on next Thursday. So, gonna get a review next week as well. Woo!